thing, and I'm proud of him for that. I wish I could see more artists just at that stage of their life where they just, they go to the studio when they want to, they're creating when they want to, they're just living their life. They have a studio in the house. Maybe they learn how to record their damn self. It don't take much.
You know who's doing that?
Us.
Also us, but that's not what I was thinking.
Who?
I was going to say NBA YoungBoy, but niggas will never want to give him his flowers. But hey, it is what it is.
He might be somebody we highlight too, even though that's gonna be mostly you talking. But while I don't listen to him like that, I'll definitely tell you what, work ethic, A1, doing his own fucking thing, A1, can't stay out the streets, A1. Stay getting caught up in some street shit, A1, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely back up in this bitch like, whoa, you feel me? No condom, raw dog, doing what we do. You know what I mean? I be your host, Saquon, the Don, eating wontons, one half of the Hold It Down podcast, in that ass, HID Boyz in HD, and I be here with my co-host.
You already know what it is. It's your main man, the unstoppable Bloodbath, back at it again on that HID action. You already heard from my magnificent co-host, the great Quantober himself, the 0.1%, as FIFO calls him.
And I don't know how to feel about that, because I feel like if it sounds good, but then it also sounds disrespectful.
He broke it down.
Yeah, but I'm a decimal, man. He called me a decimal. I'm a 0.1.
But you're the necessary to make up the 100%. Without you, it would just be 99.9.
So you mean to tell me I'm the germ that can survive hand sanitizer, but the one you need actual hand soap for? Is that what I am? That's what it feels like.
Ain't nobody said that.
It feels like that.
Nobody said that.
I feel like you literally have to just think of like upgrades or freaking iOS shit and think about, okay, do I want to update to 0.1? But that's what I feel like.
I feel like you're taking this and making it negative. It's meant to be a positive.
Well, what's negative to me is your wardrobe right here. You know what I'm saying? The Trinidad James collection. You know what I mean?
That's not mine.
Anyway, that's what Bloodbath be wearing when he ain't on camera.
That's not mine.
I vouch for it. I'm his roommate. Believe me.
That's not mine. This is a Hold Down podcast where we talk hip hop and battle rap culture as a whole. This week, we're not doing news topics. In lieu of the news, we're gonna do like a artist deep dive or whatever Quan calls them. I cannot remember off the top of my head. And then a usual battle review, and then artist of the week. I don't know what he's doing over there, but he needs to stop. For the people listening, this nigga is trying to make sound effects, but his phone isn't cooperating, and that's great.
It never fucking works out when I try to do it, bro.
You're always embarrassing yourself.
Something always goes fucking wrong every time I try to do it.
But yeah, before we get too deep into this episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you can know when the videos go live. And, if you're an audio listener, leave us a review wherever you at. Because, we got to get the same rollout every week. Audio on Sundays, video on Mondays.
Unless niggas get late or some shit happens, or people's out of town, or, me just using my job as an excuse to not watch the battle on time, and then it pushes us all back, and then we end up being late.
Yeah.
Just being real.
And then also, if you're on the YouTube, you probably already noticed we got another video. We did an album review for Geechee Gotti's Out of Nowhere album. We want to review more battle rappers' music. That's a lane we're trying to get into and take over.
Shout out to Geechee Gotti's album.
It's not working like you think it's okay. Now you just playing around.
The round sound, that shit.
It didn't work like that. Anyway.
Use your headphones for that moment. Maybe you'll hear something.
Anyway, we're trying to review more battle rappers' music. If you got any suggestions, let us know. We're open to anything.
Or if you just want us to be tortured, you know what I'm saying, in the name of content, like,
or that,
like how the DG people want Bloodbath to play horror games. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. You know what I mean? We'll go that route too. We do it for y'all. We suffer for y'all. You feel me? For the audience out there, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna get that tatted. I'm gonna just start saying like, comment, subscribe for no reason to make sure I say it, because we always forget to. And I feel like while that's somewhat of a stupid thing to have to say, I feel like it does plant things.
No, it's called a call to action.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of a necessary thing. I get it.
Yeah. So even though niggas say like, comment, subscribe all the time, I'm like, nigga, if I don't want to subscribe, I'm not gonna subscribe or like or comment.
I don't like as much, but I will subscribe to a nigga's channel, especially
I'll
like you know how you'll watch a nigga video every week and you know what their schedule is, but you still won't subscribe. That make you feel fake.
See, I'll subscribe way before that.
Oh, okay.
You do one video and I'm like, okay, I feel like you got good shit on your channel. I'll subscribe. But if I know your shit already, I would have been there already.
Turn your mic up.
I'm about to say my shit cut off again.
Yeah, it was being weird.
See, technical difficulties. We still in the trap, my nigga. You feel me?
It was something whatever. It was fine till you started doing your sound effects, and then the mic had to compensate for the foolishness.
Oh, please. Shit's correct now. We good now. We lit?
Yeah, we fine now.
Bow. You feel me? But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You feel me? But yeah, and I don't like nigga shit too, because like put your shit in another playlist.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, I'm a producer, so I actually only like shit that I want to sample.
Exactly.
So
I only like videos I plan to come back to.
Yeah.
I apologize to anybody out there listening. I like your content. I'm just not liking everything.
Yeah. If I ever want to like look at some shit again, only thing I pretty much favorite is either like a really important video for some reason, like maybe some Bitcoin crypto talk or like stock talk or something that's actually progressive in life, or music videos that I like.
Yeah, and also
I'll put that in favorites.
when you watching your snack reviews and you're trying to find out the new snacks in the streets.
You just called me Big D, Lady D. What's her name? What's her name? Big D?
No,
what's her name from Next Friday? What was her name?
Her name was
Baby D. Baby D. See, you don't know Baby D. You know what I'm saying?
Kwame put me on to all the new exclusive snacks on this.
I ain't never did no shit like that.
I can't eat this. That's not sort of part.
I ain't never been that kind of nigga. I ain't gonna lie though. I'll say it right here. It is Friday, so I'm gonna remember to go to Krispy Kreme to get the chocolate covered donut.
And we're recording earlier than usual because I like to just record earlier in the day, get it over with. So
yeah,
you got more than enough time to get that donut. If you don't get donut today, you're just not a man of your word.
I already got my
what you want to be.
I already got my beginning meal out of the way. You know what I'm saying? I like to go to Chili's by myself, get a lunch special. They be having it for the real cheap. You know what I'm saying? I can get my whole meal, get a drink, all that stuff, and pay $17 while giving a $5 tip. Literally, still in the 17. So I'd be like, fuck it. It's a way of me treating myself. But you know, once I eat that shit, I'd be full. So I'm like, I ain't think about it. But after this, I'm gonna slide by Krispy Kreme. I'll give you and me a donut because you know you could try too, since you're actually, you know, that's one of the things I'll give you credit for. I don't like giving you credit for a lot of shit, but when if it's evident, it's there. And you are definitely a person that put me on to Krispy Kreme when I thought Dunkin' Donuts was the end all be all.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that though. That's a topic for another day.
Hey, when I was a child, I put foolish things behind me. You feel me?
Exactly. Anyway,
niggas know the quote. I know I fucked it up, but niggas know the right quote.
I know what she was trying to say. I've read my Bible enough to know what she was trying to say.
Shout out to God. I need to start reading my Bible again too.
Shout out
to God. I need to get back on my scripture reading too. Shout out to God. Right, I pray every day though. But yeah, let's get to this.
Do your segment. I don't know what you call it. I forget every time.
We don't really have a name for it. I just call it giving flowers. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. This just happens to be there. You know what I'm saying? This ain't from us. But it's the thing I want to give flowers to like certain artists that may not be popping right now. You know, the hip hop is a very, I won't say a very microwave society, but mainstream and the news outlets will only cover certain things, or they're only going to cover, you know, our legends and people that are of certain talents and certain qualities only when they do bad shit. You know what I'm saying? Like today we're going to be covering Lupe Fiasco, and I don't really see any social media outlets going to cover Lupe Fiasco unless like he gets in beef with Chief Keef again. You know what I'm saying? Like it sucks, but that's really what it is.
When he was beefing with Jack Boy Bang.
Lupe Fiasco. See, I didn't even know that Lupe was beefing with Jack Boy. How does that even happen? The shit, like the Chief Keef shit. Okay, I understand it was Chicago, and he said some shit, and you know, Chief Keef just lashed out because niggas be like, he said my name, fuck him. I mean, Chief Keef did shoot New Jersey up. You know, so you know, he might be one of our next people we give flowers to, because he's definitely flower worthy.
Oh yeah.
But how does he? Before we even get into the details, I need to know this. How did he get beef with Jack Boy Me? How did that happen?
It was a couple years ago. It was something about, I think he said that he didn't like Jack Boy's style or something. They were just going back and forth with like videos going at each other like bars wise. It wasn't nothing intense or crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because it was nobody was threatened and nothing. It was just niggas going back and forth.
So I be getting like battle rap niggas be really liking it. They be making shit look like it's beef just so they could spar with each other. I ain't gonna lie though, one of the funniest things I ever read was when niggas say battle rap is just niggas writing poems about each other. And it's the funniest thing in the world, but it's kind of true too. It's That's like funny. They're just writing poetry about the next man. It's crazy.
Actually, since we on the topic of battle rappers and musicians,
mm-hmm.
An old song of DMX and Murder Mook resurfaced recently on Twitter. I forgot to send it to you because I know that's the kind of music you like, that real gritty New York music, and it's an old song, so it'll probably.
This might be the one time where it might sound good. Because who respect, rest in peace DMX. Like I said, these battle rap niggas, most of them, when it comes to making songs, they're terrible. But when they just them in a beat and rapping, most of them do well. Even some of the rappers I like have been on beats and didn't do good in my opinion. Like Goods. I like Goods, but I heard that nigga rap and he was kind of off beat a little bit. Before being off beat was cool. So, and it wasn't one of those like, hey, be off beat kind of beats. And I was just like, what's going on, Goods? Like, what is this? What part of the Bronx approved this shit? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll check that out. Maybe give it a song review on the next episode of the Hold It Down podcast. HID Boyz in effect, back in HD. You feel me? Shout out to Dead End, the label, Pot a Lot Records, all that shit.
Turn your mic down to hair.
How much hair?
That's good.
Okay, cool. But yeah, Lupe starting to peak. Cause I'm been at my peak, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. All I do is shine. You see the light above us, nigga. I mean, y'all can't, but you feel it. You see the shine. You see the lights outside. It's grimy out here. But yeah, Lupe Fiasco, nigga. You know what I mean? When the first time you heard Lupe Fiasco?
Probably on Kanye West, Touch the Sky.
That's definitely where I heard him for the first time too.
This nigga probably finna lie and say,
nah.
"Oh no, I heard him once." No, you didn't.
I definitely heard it first time. I was like, I remember this too. When I saw, I was like featuring a dude named Lupe Fiasco. I was like, oh okay. But I was like, yo, it was just when Lupin the Third came out. I was like, yo, he should say a rhyme about Lupin the Third. And then literally his first bar is, guess who's on third? Lupe still like Lupin the Third. I was like, I like this nigga. He's thinking correctly when he raps. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But it just so happens that was a classic ass verse too. Like,
oh yeah, that verse to this day is a really great verse, bro.
And even for Lupe, that was kind of great because like his shit can be kind of overcomplicated. That one was like kind of just like dope enough that it was like he was saying some shit, but it was also like simple enough that like niggas like I think I probably heard it. Let's see, his tapes came out like around 2005, 2006. I was probably 15, 16, high school times. I was able to digest what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I dive into the mixtape, some of them bars went over my head a lot, but it sounded good. You know what I'm saying? The beats was dope, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was definitely the first time, and I was like, you know what? Let me check this nigga. Yeah. I started seeing him on the websites that I checked. Niggas remember mixunit.com. I used to have all the hood mixtapes online. It's crazy.
Was that before Dat Piff?
It was around the same time, but that was like before Dat Piff could like have everything downloaded. So like you may see it on Mixed Unit. Like when niggas actually release their tape, they put it on Mixed Unit for like for sale. And then somebody might upload it to Dat Piff and it'll live on there until somebody probably either takes it down or, some other shit. You know what I mean?
But yeah, that was the verse that put me on to him. And then it's just, to me, that verse is really intricate because he started off, he said, guess who's on third?
Lupe still like Lupin the Third.
And who's on third is it's a whole reference to like this old school classic baseball joke that's like all about like the guy's name is who, and he's on third base. And it's like, it's an very old timey joke. It's like a Three Stooges joke. Yeah. And like people reuse it all the time. I was like, all right, that was cool. Then he brought in the Lupin the Third reference, which is like a classic anime. Yeah. And then people don't talk about this enough. He used every form of the word lying. Okay.
I try to stop lying like a mum rob, but I'm not lying when I'm laying on the beat.
He used it in multiple tenses and still found a way to make it about Thundercats. Which is a homophone of lying,
bro. He hit that verse is that I ain't gonna lie. Niggas say that like was it Jizza or Triumph is like a perfect verse, Lupe on Touch the Sky
Oh
is
my
kind of
God,
like
bro.
on the same lines. Like it's like a perfect verse because like every fucking bar is saying
Bottle-shaped
something.
body like
Mrs. Butterworth. What?
Dog. He came in the game too good for if you think about it.
Yeah,
Most
bro.
niggas have to build up the verses like that. Nah. Lupe said,
That's what I have committed to memory, my nigga.
yeah, like Lupe said, if y'all niggas ain't never heard of me after this verse, you will look for everything else I put out.
And that's literally what happened. I heard him on that shit. I was like, oh, I like the song. I was like, that third nigga's pretty cool. I wonder, you know, it was all the rage about. I'm like, oh, is that a new artist or something?
Mm-hmm.
Who? It was when Kanye was like, you know, kind of, I don't say kind of bubbling, but he was on his second album stuff. So you know, when niggas have a really good first album, by the second album they probably try to make their own labels. Sometimes, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he was a Chi-Town representative. You know what I'm saying? You do your own due diligence. You realize like, oh shit, he got his own thing popping. You know what I'm saying? Kick Push, I think, came out. You do your research. You be like, oh, he got 3 mixtapes out. Let me check these shits. You know what I mean? And I checked all them shits, liked them all. It was around the time Gorillaz was popping. There was a new wave of shit. Niggas was rapping on Gorilla beats during that time. Like, I think that was the whole premise of his third Fahrenheit tape, which admittedly I wasn't the biggest fan of because I feel like it just didn't. I like the way he was very boom bap-ish. So me liking his boom bap shit and then going to him rapping on Gorilla shit, some of them didn't translate the best to me. But I love the first two.
It is different.
I definitely love the first two, the Fahrenheit 115 Part 1 and then the Fahrenheit 115 Part 2, Revenge of the Nerds. That I love those tapes, bro.
But I mean, if you think about it, I'm looking at the order here. All the Fahrenheits were real quick, and then, but he was also dropping his album, so like his style was changing.
Yeah.
Because his first album, Food and Liquor 1, came out in 06. That's the same year as the Fahrenheits came out.
Yeah. Does it have a month for the tapes? No, it doesn't. So I imagine those probably came out early that year. Because it was just, I guess it was just like a moving train or whatever. It was like, you know, it was back when you can get clothing lines to sponsor your tapes and stuff like that. Yep. So it was like he dropped the tape in 05, and I feel like, to my opinion, I feel like the first one is the best one. But he dropped the tape in 05. I guess it was getting traction in his town, you know what I'm saying? Dropped the second one, same thing, you know what I mean? I guess by that time, I guess he met the right people that could get him, you know, in the room with Kanye or some shit, and then Kanye gave him the chance to get that verse off. You know what I'm saying? It was a trickle effect. And around that same time, I think Kick Push came out too. I think that's also what made him stay in our brains, because we've heard niggas be on, like, you know, ill nigga shit and then leave an impression, but then they might not get a second chance. So you kind of forget about them. Whereas like Lupe was like, oh, okay, who's this nigga Lupe Fiasco? And then you see it again, it's like, oh shit, this song Kick Push. I was like, oh, it's that nigga from Touch the Sky. Oh, okay, yeah,
Push came out, almost became an instant classic.
Definitely, it was instant vintage. You feel me,
bro?
Instant fire.
It was, everything about it was perfect.
Yeah, it told a story. It was when skating was really getting hot too. Like not just the skaters. Like it was starting to, everybody was starting to skate. Like,
because Tony Hawk's pro skater.
Yeah, nigga, I had a skateboard. You know what I'm saying? I was smaller during that time too, but I never learned how to skate. But I wanted to get a skateboard because of that shit, and I got it. And then my friends would ride it because I tried doing that shit, and I was like, I do not have balance, man. Again, I am scared to fall. You know, New York got a lot of concrete, so that shit, you touch the ground, you leaving skin there.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I get that, but yeah, Kick Push came out, was an instant classic.
Instant.
And everybody was like, all right, I'm checking for this nigga now.
Yeah, got niggas' attention. You feel me?
And his first album went gold.
Yeah, it had some joints on it, bro. Like,
oh yeah.
Lupe is one of the few people that, like, at least when I would go to karaoke in Florida, that was like, he would be like the list of people I would go to. Like I didn't even do Kick Push. I would always do Daydream with Jill Scott. I love Daydream. And it was from his other album, but like Superstar. You know, people forget how big Superstar was.
Huge.
Superstar was huge. But
you ain't never do He Say, She Say?
I couldn't. I would have cried. I ain't gonna hold you. I would have cried. That's one of those songs where like I heard it and liked it as a kid, but like, you know, I was only 16 at the time, so you know, with daddy issues, you don't really realize what that shit does to you until you like reach adulthood, and they be like, oh man, that fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? So like now when I ain't gonna lie, I listen to that shit now, that shit gives me teary eyed. Like, and don't let me watch the video. Oh, somebody at the door ain't got no damn key.
No.
All right, you continue talking while I open the door.
All right, so yeah. Lupe's first album went gold, and he pretty much solidified himself as a nigga to be reckoned with in hip hop. Because his first album, he had Kick Push, banger, sold like crazy. Then he also had The Cool on there, and The Cool turned out to be like basically the name of his next album. You know what I'm saying? It set the tone for his next project. And he even had a Jay-Z feature with Pressure. Ooh, there's not many niggas whose first album they could get a Jay-Z feature.
Let that be known. That is very rare.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta be. He was getting co-signed immediately.
Yeah, you gotta be a different nigga to get Jay-Z on your first album. I remember Saigon said it perfectly when he got the Jay-Z verse for a remix that he had.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Look at the Jay-Z verse. Look how much money he has. You can't buy a Jay-Z verse. Like, he don't need your money. You what? 100,000? Nobody's gonna pay $1 million for a verse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't buy a Jay-Z verse. He's only gonna do it just if he feels like it or if he likes you as an artist. You feel me? So that's why there's still niggas now that are certified legends.
Still can't get a Jay-Z verse.
Still want that Jay-Z verse. You know what I mean? Niggas that niggas don't even listen to, like underground niggas like Uncle Murder. You know what I'm saying? He was on a song with Fabulous and Jay-Z called Brooklyn because he was signed to Rockefeller at the time and was popping in the city. He still brags about that shit. He's like, nigga, Hov, let me talk to these niggas. Besides me and Fab, Jay-Z ain't do a song with none of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's some shit to talk about, bro. So, hey, say what you want. That nigga got a Jay-Z. He on a song with Jay-Z, nigga.
Yeah.
You feel me? But yeah, Lupe. And I remember when we would be in church, when Mackenzie used to do the drums, we would sit there. He would sit there and do the drums of that shit, and I would sit there and rap the freaking verses in the sanctuary after like everything cleared out and shit. That album was a good ass moment.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Had all the good cosigns on it. Had Pharrell on there. You know what I'm saying? Gave him the track "I Got You." I love that joint. That joint was fire.
Yeah, that's a good one too. His first album, it was everything you'd really want from a debut album, and then some.
Yeah.
So he was really set up for success. Then he dropped his next album, The Cool, and this is when I really got on board. Like, I had to really go back and listen to Food and Liquor like that, but The Cool was my entry point. And I was like, this shit is good.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that because the Cool is definitely, if anybody consider his catalog to have a classic, niggas will say The Cool is that.
Yeah,
because it was a perfect kind of concept album where it's like it had a concept in it, but the whole tape wasn't that. So it's like, if you like the story of it, you can enjoy the story of it. But if you just want to listen to an album, you also get that too. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, the beginning is the beginning of the man's life and then the end is the credits. It's like, I think like maybe 7 of the songs told the story. And then other than that, everything else was just, you know, Lupe doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the cool. Let's talk about Superstar. Superstar. I feel like Superstar is one of the moments where people besides you and I, especially in Spring Hill, started noticing Lupe.
I agree with that.
And we was, you know, I had to get out the syndrome of being like, y'all niggas is late. Like, he had a hit. I think it was with the nigga, what's his name? Matthew Santos.
Yep, that's his name.
You know what I'm saying? I knew about the dude just because he collabed with him on the first album, a song American Terrorist. I like that song. So it was a second collaboration, but you know, this one hit a little better, had a nice video to it, you know what I mean? And just had the right bar. Lupe be knowing how to make the right bars that connect with everybody during certain moments. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that song was everywhere. Like, that song was everywhere, but then...
Oh, wait, no. I skipped something. Before we get to there, we got to talk about... Oh, okay, I was tripping. I thought this came out before, but you remember what came out afterwards, Dumb It Down.
Yeah.
Dumb It Down touched the streets, and that I was like... And just in case anybody thought he was trying to go commercial, nigga came with the most lyrical song ever in history. Like,
oh, yeah. Nigga, let niggas know. I'm with the shit.
Yeah, nigga.
Like, I make this other shit for fun.
Yeah, nigga, the bars is here.
Exactly.
The nigga that still makes that freaking that got entendres on top of entendres that you got to spend 10 years dissecting what the fuck I was talking about, but it still sounds fire, so you're going to like it on first listen and you're going to like it years later. Oh, that's still here. Ain't shit changed but the pockets, nigga.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Dumb It Down was crazy. That shit was a moment.
The Cool, it just had, it had songs that you didn't think would still hit like that, because it has songs, right? But then
Mhm.
there's still songs that I return to that aren't even the hits. Like I even like all the other shit. Like High Definition with Snoop Dogg is my shit.
Yes,
That's my shit.
or even the freaking the Go Go Gadget flow.
Yeah,
Yo, that shit.
I like that one. I even like Paris Tokyo. Paris Tokyo is a nice little vibe setter. Like,
yeah, for sure.
he know how to make a song for every occasion, and I feel like most artists, at least nowadays, they can't do that no more.
Yeah,
Lupe was from the era of, all right, I got to be able to make a song for the niggas and for the ladies. I got to be versatile. And
Yeah.
Lupe is just versatile enough to do it. There's even niggas from his era who just not versatile enough to pull it off.
yeah.
Lupe finds a way to make his style fit any type of song he want to make, and that shit's a very, very impressive, especially with his lyrical style. And kind of like you referenced, Lupe that nigga where I'll be listening to old verses and still be finding new stuff. Like his verses are very dense with content.
Very intricate, very like, and this is around the time, like I'll even put this, I'll give him credit for this. I remember even on Dumb It Down, where on the hook there was like when he was trying to impersonate the white man, so like, yo, they're starting to think smart is cool, Lou. They're trying to get up out the hood, Lou. They're trying to graduate from school, Lou. You know, I ain't gonna lie, when he came out and his verses were so smart, I wanted to be smart.
Mhm.
Like it was one of the few times niggas talk shit about hip hop all the time, how you know it degrades women and it promotes all this other shit. And for the most part, sometimes yes, I don't even say sometimes. A lot of times it does. A lot of times we look ignorant.
Mhm.
But with Lupe and him getting, you know, the recognition and him being a cool nerdy dude, like it made me want to be smarter. It made me feel good about being intelligent. I think it was also around the time I started reading books. Not because of him, but just because for the hell of it. I started like reading hood books. I found out I like hood stories. You know what I'm saying? And I would take pride in the fact that I'm in school reading because I listened to Lupe Fiasco. I was like, fuck it, y'all niggas can chat and talk to these, you know, ugly chicks all damn day and whatnot. I mean, I'm not gonna fuck with y'all niggas when we graduate. I know that. So I'm gonna read these books, you know what I'm saying, get this knowledge and learn to see these experiences and shit. You know what I mean? Like he kinda ushered in a little bit of like niggas being proud of being intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Or a little bit smarter. You know, the nerdy glasses, fashion changed, all that shit. Like he was definitely one of the pioneers of that during that time.
Okay.
And even I think it was around the time where Houston was getting a little shine. Like I think it was kind of right after like the Mike Jones and Slim Thug stuff. You know what I mean? And that's where Hip Hop Saved My Life comes in because the subject of that story is from Houston. You know what I mean? But that joint even connected with niggas because that literally detailed the grind of being an artist trying to get out there.
Everybody want to stack that cheese.
You know what I'm saying? Something.
Stack that cheese.
His mother, sister, cousin.
Stack that cheese.
He couldn't think of nothing.
Stack that cheese.
You know what I mean? It was, yo, Lupe just had it at one. He definitely had it at one time, bro. And I ain't gonna hold you. To this day, still one of my favorite songs on the album is "Put You on Game" because it's one of the concept joints where I think it was, I forgot the characters. It was the Cool, the Game, and there was something else. It's supposed to be 3 characters that kind of play in the story. But you know, y'all niggas can do y'all Googles and your due diligence to see the stories. But the Game kind of almost plays as like the devil, so he almost like speaks as the game and like just speaking on like you know I'm the energy that's, you know, all this shit. It's just a fire concept joint, and I just love that joint. It's one of them joints that ages really well. You know what I mean? But yeah, fire tape, fire concept, and that's, I won't even hold you. Like he's so fire. There's like leftover fire. Like he'll have like leftover verses. I forgot what song it's called, but there's a joint where he like describes a robot or describes like a being, and he'll be like, niggas that watched the BET cipher that he was in, remember when he was like, they say the game is the belly of the beast, blunts for fingers and hollow tips for teeth, wiretaps for ears, Nike ears for feet, blasphemy for prayers, a system for, like he'll just describe some shit and it's just so visual, but it's like a wild ass like.
Yeah, he does that.
Niggas can make a whole like actual like story or movie or book off of just some shit he made in a rap.
Because I mean, he kind of does that again in one of the songs off of Enemy of the State, which was his mixtape, like right like a little while after the Cool.
Yeah.
Because he dropped Enemy of the State, which was I fucked with that mixtape heavy.
I did too. I liked let's see, Enemy of the State. Yes, I did like because that was when he was rapping on other people's beats, and I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it. The bars was there. It was kind of after the debacle of Lasers. We're kind of skip. I'll skip by Lasers a little bit because I ain't gonna lie. Lasers is where labels fuck up a good thing.
No,
again,
Lasers is after.
Is after
Lasers wasn't released till 2011. Enemy of the State came out in 2009.
Oh, well, I think well, I mean, when you look at the time difference though, the Cool came out 2007 and Lasers came out 2011, and it was because the label Trouble, they didn't want to put out Lasers, so it kind of pushed back for a long time.
Right. I forgot that it got pushed back because even when you look at it, it says it was recorded in 2008. Yeah,
because I remember. Yeah, that's why like when he dropped the shit, he kind of wasn't committed to the shit. It still did a little well. I think he had the Words I Never Said. I think that joint kind of went a little bit. It was kind of like an electric sounding album, and people kind of didn't like it. I keep it real. I kind of didn't like it either. You know what I'm saying?
Also did not like it like that.
It wasn't my favorite thing. But
you want to, we just
we can skip right at it. You know, Lasers was a moment. It was cool. It was a great concept, but like I said, it's one of them times where labels fuck up a good thing, which happens a lot. Happens a fucking lot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So back to Enemy of the State. Him rapping other people's beats, killing shit. All the joints that was popping at that time, and I think even some previous ones. Like, just good. Just him on beats.
Enemy of the State was a great way to return to niggas. I still got bars. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had to remind niggas, I feel like.
He's like, I'm not just sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah. It had been a little while. He had to put something out, and he put out something great.
Yeah, and he's also like one of them. He's not one of them artists that is like feature heavy. So if he don't release the tape, you ain't gonna hear from him.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why like label trouble with an artist can fuck up some good shit. Because you know these days you can have an artist that may not drop an album, but they'll be on everybody's tape. So you're gonna miss them as much. You know what I'm saying? But these days, nigga, if we saw artists in the basement on Rap City, we were excited. It's like, oh shit, a verse is coming, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Might be from the album, might not be, but we know we excited. But yeah, and then Friend of the People, I Fight Evil. Now let's talk about this real quick. All right. This album right here, which is ironically came out the same year as Lasers, I've looked at this album as the album that he wanted to make with Lasers because it was kind of the same thing. It was the electronic sounds, but it was better crafted, much better album. Oh, what's a mixtape? A much better tape, much better presentation. I liked it a lot more than Lasers.
It's because you can do what you want on your mixtapes.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate.
Like a lot of niggas' mixtapes are better than their albums because it's what they really wanted to make.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because like with Lasers, whereas they had electronic elements, it's also with the label being involved. They're like, okay, we need a pop single though.
We need you to work with this artist that you've never heard of and never thought to work with.
Exactly, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of fucks up things. But with this one, it was like, all right, this felt more like of what he was trying to do, and I liked it because then you get a double burger with cheese, classic song in my opinion, classic. Love that joint. Double burger with cheese is amazing, bro. I think we had what was it, SLM Part 2, super. It was like let me look at the joint. It was super something super because it was one of them joints before Mural, which we'll get to.
Yeah, that's on his next album.
It was known as his just go off and go lyrical miracle shit, but in a good way. Hold on a second. SLR. Yeah, SLR. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one now.
That was when he just went in. I think he just went in on electric beat, just like for I think like damn near 5 minutes, just bars. And I kind of like the was it Life, Death, and Love from was it San Francisco or something, which is just him like rapping on a jazz beat.
So
fire.
Now that we're talking about niggas rapping over electric beats, this is a slight segue, but I promise we'll return to our subject. Do you feel like that set the tone for a nigga like Laws, who never really made it, but still wanted to rap over electronic beats?
Yes, definitely did.
Okay,
definitely did. I definitely would say. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I need to look up like when his timeline is, because this is 11. So I want to make sure that like it wasn't around the same time, because around 11 or 12, that might have been.
It might be some overlap in there, because by then I think Laws was already working with Justice League.
Yeah, I think he might have been before this a little bit, but like with Lupe, he's like he's kind of done enough that you give him the credit. Like And this side note, like we listened to Yeezus and everybody in the world was amazed, but we weren't because we still listen to Justice. We listened to Daft Punk. It wasn't so amazing because it's like, oh, okay, we have already heard some of your underground niggas rap on some of these beats. So him just making an album of it, it's Kanye, so it's gonna be of a certain quality, but I'm not impressed like he did something new. No. He just did something that other niggas was already doing.
And he'd already made it stronger by then where he sampled Daft Punk.
Yeah. So it wasn't so far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even the biggest fan of Yeezus. It was cool. I like maybe 3 or 4 songs from there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the same way.
And it also hurt hearing that album because, like, on that album, he wasn't really focused on lyrics, whereas, like, the previous album, I felt like his lyrics was, like, at 5-star. Like, he was...
But you got to remember, by then, he already had his whole team.
Yeah. But I was like, and the only thing that sucks about, the great thing about Kanye, the thing that sucks about him is every album, while it's still Kanye, it's always a different direction. The only ones that may sound similar is Late Registration and College Dropout.
That's it.
Because Late Registration just felt like College Dropout with, like, you know, more creativity, more pizzazz, done the right way. But then Graduation, that was a kind of a different direction.
I'm about to say something blasphemous.
What's up?
So we all make fun of Drake for having his team of writers. But why don't we ever say the same about Kanye?
Because he's Kanye.
That's why. That's the only difference.
Listen, I don't know what it is about Kanye. Kanye's one of the few people, even though I hate people that make Illuminati talk, when they talk about him, I ain't gonna say I believe it, but I'll be like, there's something there. Because I don't understand how a nigga that has been so pro-black his whole career then somehow hugs, loves Trump, and then somehow still gets support from the black community, like niggas didn't say fuck. I drive now and see fuck Trump signs. You feel me? Literally, I saw a sign that said, hey, presidential library. Niggas etched out presidential and said, fuck Trump. You feel me? And we in Atlanta, a black ass area. You feel me? I don't understand how a nigga has holes in his clothes and somehow that becomes fashion during that time. Homeless chic. You remember the time? Or when niggas was wearing shorts over their jeans, and just because he did it, that became fashion.
I think he did do that. But
if you see niggas wearing leather jeans now, it's almost because of Kanye. Not solely because of him, because niggas was wearing all leather shit before, of course. You know, Nas Hate Me Now, Eddie Murphy and Delirious and Raw. But when niggas come out now,
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
But when niggas come, like when street niggas come out on stage and their jeans are leather, I attribute that to Kanye a little bit.
But hey, it was kind of a return to form, because remember, rap groups in the 80s used to wear the leather and the chains and stuff because that's what was in with the rock groups. People didn't start dressing comfortable until Run DMC. They was the first niggas to really start wearing hoodies and jeans and Adidas. Everybody else was like, oh, we got to put all this extra shit. And they said, these niggas come out on stage looking comfortable as fuck.
Yeah, shout out to Run DMC.
We sitting around here dressed like Rick James and Prince. Yeah. We don't want to be wearing this shit either.
Yeah, niggas definitely used to come out in some questionable shit and some wild ass shit.
Because they thought that's what they had to wear to fit in. Yeah. But then they realized that Run DMC was like, nah, nigga, we ain't wearing that.
Run DMC
said, well, fuck it, I don't gotta wear it neither.
Run DMC literally was dressed like your local stick-up kids.
Yeah.
That's what which I don't see it because I wasn't around during the time, but like,
that era.
I don't know how niggas can stick you up in all leather outfits with Adidas on. That's kind of crazy to me, but I've heard niggas
untied Adidas at that. You can't even run.
Yeah. You can't run. You can't run, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga gonna walk away with your chain. You know how much that's gonna suck? Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I'm from New York, my nigga. I don't know how many of y'all niggas ever been like robbed before, and I don't mean like robbed like niggas broke in your house, like robbed because you was outside and then nigga walk away with your shit. You know how frustrating it is to get robbed, and then the nigga don't run off because it's not even that kind of situation. You ain't got to worry about running off. So then you just see the nigga, he's just far away, and you just looking at the nigga walk away with your shit, and you're just like, bro, like I should run to him right now and just like at least get beat up or something. Like oh, I nigga got my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, bro. Like, come on, dog. I couldn't imagine, bro. Nigga, if I had gold chains on and niggas stuck me up for my shit, and then we still walking on the same block. I see that nigga go to the Chinese spot that I probably just came from. That nigga hungry. That nigga about to have a chicken wings and fried rice with my chains on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a different level of pain. That's a different level of pain. You gotta still look at the nigga, and then that nigga's never been robbed by niggas in your neighborhood. So niggas you might see later on and then you just have.
This story's going too long, Quan.
You never been robbed before, Kev. Well, I'm assuming you haven't. You probably, but
This story's going too long. Anyway, Lupe Fiasco.
Nigga, get robbed and you'll feel my pain, my nigga. That shit crazy.
Lupe Fiasco. So then after that, he dropped Food and Liquor 2, The Great American Rap Album Part 1.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. Here's where I started kind of falling off from the Lupe train a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. But I heard the album was pretty decent. It wasn't like crazy great reviews, but...
So you didn't like Bitch Bad Woman Good?
No, Bitch Bad was good. I like Bitch Bad. And I even liked what was it? Around My Way, which, you know, shout out to Beezy. I remember somebody asked him one time when the Dead was having a live, and it was like, Beezy, what's your favorite beat? And he said, They Reminisce Over You by CL Smooth and P Rock. That is also my favorite beat ever. That's one beat is so fire, like you could just listen to the beat. It's to the point that like nigga, if I watch Boondocks and watch the Bob Ross making fun episode, they actually put the sample in there when they're running from the cops. I get a moment there, like it hits me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but he basically
started thinking that NBA Street immediately.
That too. I miss games like that. I would just have the beats just playing. Because to this day too, there's a freaking Redman song that just always sticks in my head for no reason, because NBA Hoops had NBA Street Hoops had that, and I would just know that shit. Oh, the Rockwaller too. I knew that shit by heart just because of that shit. But yeah, like Lupe remade that joint for his first single, Around My Way, so that kind of touched my heart a little bit. But yeah, other than that, it was a pretty decent album. Like I wasn't too, impressed off it. I think it also came out mad years later, so it was like, by that time we find other people to like.
Yeah, by then, like this came out 2012. 2012, I was already listening to Kendrick and Big Crit and J. Cole by then.
Yeah, we already had some artists that like saw what y'all did and got inspired and are doing their own shit. You know what I mean? So we was good. I think we even what year did the Freshman cover come out?
The Freshman cover started coming out a while before 2012.
Yeah, so them niggas was well in their careers by then.
Oh yeah. Because
especially Drake.
Oh,
especially Drake.
2012.
Yeah, nigga. So Far Gone came out 2008. So
that's
he was,
what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
Drake was already on top of the game by then. For real.
Yeah. So yeah, that's extra because I remember Kendrick Lamar EP, which made me listen to Kendrick Lamar, which we'll talk about one day. Yeah, it was literally I think New Year's. I remember. Because I was watching videos, he was like on camera, like, yeah, mom's coming out. It's New Year's, you know what I'm saying, starting 09. And I remember because around that time, a lot of people was influenced by So Far Gone, which the Kendrick Lamar EP was influenced by So Far Gone. You know what I mean? So yeah. Kendrick Lamar had 3 years in already by that time.
Yeah, I'm saying the Kendrick Lamar EP, the OD.
Yeah, he wasn't even. Yeah,
Section 80 was even up by then.
Nigga, Schoolboy Q was probably heating up by that time. Nigga,
Setbacks had been out by then.
Yeah. So we already had some more artists that we already cling to. You know what I'm saying? For I won't say that Lupe Fiasco feel, but like what we loved about Lupe, we was kind of getting that already, like from other people. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
So
then he fell back for a couple years, and then he came back with Tetsuo and Youth.
Yeah, and I heard that joint was received pretty well. Like it was a pretty.
Actually, no, I take it back. I forgot to mention Lost in the Atlantic. I never listened to that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I apologize to real Lupe fans. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, maybe y'all in the comments could let us know. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that tape. I literally saw it for the first time looking at his Wikipedia. Now, the one that came afterwards, Fahrenheit. I ain't listened to that tape, but I did download it when it came out because I knew it was an official release. I downloaded it because I was still a Lupe fan. Yeah. I think at that time it was like, he was like not returning to the game, but I think he was like independent, which I've said on here. I wish a lot more artists would do is like you have your time to major, you've had your success, you still have the fan base, you still love to do this shit, right? You say you love to do this shit. Having a studio at home don't cost that much. Really, all you got you spend $1,000, you have a pretty decent setup. You know what I'm saying? You can have it at your home or whatever. You pay a decent engineer to come by. Nigga, some decent engineers don't even cost that much. Maybe $25 an hour, 30 an hour with I don't want to be in rappers' pockets, but I feel like to rappers, especially if that's an investment, it's not that bad. You got rapport with niggas. Niggas can send you beats that you can worry about paying for afterwards or whatever. Niggas can make it happen, but I feel like niggas just get used to the machine. But he was on his own doing shit. So that also meant, like what we got with Friend of the People, it's going to be what he wants to give us, not some label-driven bullshit or sample clearance issues. It's going to be what he wants to give us. You know what I mean? So I was excited for that, and I feel like that was the joint that had Mural, right?
Yes, Tetsuo and Youth had Mural and also had Deliver, which was like the leading single off of there.
Yeah.
But Mural is the one that stuck with niggas the most.
Yeah.
And Tetsuo and Youth is low-key like a return to his anime feel.
Yeah.
I mean, Tetsuo, that's the nigga from Akira. So, and it had the red, it was like the cover was red, kind of like Akira. So, it was the album that niggas knew he could still make, for real, for real.
Yeah. The dreads was long, you know what I'm saying? The bars were still there.
Yeah.
I remember he even went to Sway in the morning, kicked a little freestyle, clearly off the dome freestyle, and it still sounded fire. Like,
Yeah.
he was just as good as he ever had been. You know what I mean?
Niggas was like, he still got it. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's Lupe the Fiasco.
You know what I'm saying? Lupe, the killer. You know what I'm saying? True Lupe fans know about that.
Yeah. Then after that, he dropped Droga's Light and Droga's Wave.
Yeah.
And Droga's Light, I remember I listened to it when it first came out, and I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really return to it like that, though. I ain't gonna hold you. I return Tetsuo and Youth more. But Droga's Light, I appreciated that he was collabing with people that, like, I was like, by then he was collabing with Big Crit. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, that's crazy. I fuck with Crit. I know Crit got bars, but most niggas outside the South don't really listen to them like that.
Yeah.
But to get Crit and Ross on the song, I was like, all right, he still got his ear to the streets. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, he was still even with him being independent and shit, he was still collabing with your favorite artists. Like the Droga's Light got more than a few Ty Dolla $ign features on there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got Rick Ross on there, a few other people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nicki Jean. You know, when Hip Hop Saved My Life came out, I had a crush on Nicki Jean. You know what I'm saying? For the longest, she was a very nice lady. I used to watch her YouTube shit. She always just looked so happy, like genuinely, like before niggas made it a fake thing to always be happy on YouTube. Like she would just be like, "Hey, how are you?" She was almost like a female Bob Ross without the painting. You know what I mean? But she's on them joints. She's on Droga's Wave more than a few times. You know what I'm saying? Like they collab often.
She's on a bunch of his projects. She's been on, I think, almost all of them, low key.
Yeah, they collab often. You know what I'm saying? So he's still out here doing this shit, and I appreciate that because that's what I be wanting niggas to do. Like niggas that are clearly talented. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody ever gonna say that Lupe can't rap.
No,
nobody will ever fix their mouth to say some dumb shit like that.
You lying if you say that.
You know what I'm saying? You lying at your ass. You feel me? You are pretty much caught by your chick, dick in the side chick. I didn't do it lying. That's what you're lying. That's what you're doing.
That's some intense lying.
That's some intense. Cause yo, Lupe can rap his ass off. Even if I don't listen to his shit, that's one thing I always know. Like if I listen to Lupe, I'm expecting some good ass bars, good ass raps. You feel me? Always, every time, and he always delivers. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, he usually always delivers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and I think his last actual release, that last album release,
he dropped
was 2018.
House.
But the EPs, yeah.
Oh yeah, he dropped 2 EPs last year. He dropped House and he dropped Tape.
Yeah, Tape was with Soundtrack, who if you don't know who Soundtrack is, he's the one that produced Kick Push. I know he worked a lot with Lupe in the beginning stages, like, you know, his first album and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't check the credits between then, so I don't know how much they worked, like, you know, from that point on.
He's actually on a good bit of things.
Oh, okay, so that's good. So that's good. So yeah, Soundtrack, you know, they got a tape together. You know, he's still putting out projects, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? He's really in his bag. He's really I love when artists get in the level that they're just doing what the fuck they want to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Beyonce does that shit because she has the power to. But Jay-Z does what the fuck he wants to do, bro. Like, you'll get a verse when you want to, and that shit's gonna be fire because he still got love for the culture and love for what he does. You know what I'm saying? Who knows if we're gonna get another 4 for 4? I don't know, but I know if Jay-Z ever drops the albums in the next 5 years, it's gonna be something with a lot of jewelry on it. It's a lot of life lessons. You know what I'm saying? He's been in a little bit of a poetry bag. Like, I like when artists get to the point of, okay, it's not about the label or whatever. I'm just doing what the fuck I want to do. Y'all know what I do. I'm just doing it again. You feel me? And that's where Lupe's at, and I'm really happy for him, proud of him. Even when he's spanking, you know, Royce the 5'9" around and shit, which I still to this day. And I'm gonna openly admit it. I haven't listened to none of the Lupe joints. I haven't listened to the Mickey Fax disses. I haven't listened to nothing around that because they started beefing right when I was about to start paying attention to the podcast that they were doing. I was just about to start watching it, and then literally I see a video of Royce talking about like, yo, Lupe, what was going on with you, bro? Like, this is twice you disrespected me. You talking to me crazy with a shirt off? Put a shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like I was like, oh damn, I was about to start watching this shit. Now it's already over. It's over that fast. And then they started lyrically sparring with one another, and I'm hearing that Royce is getting his ass whipped, and I'm just like, this is not supposed. That wasn't how this is supposed to go. This is not how this chapter was supposed to end. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought it was gonna be at least, if it's not both sides, like it's gonna be Royce tearing niggas' asses up, but apparently not.
Cause Royce got bars.
He does.
I would never play with Royce like that, but niggas decided to play, keep playing, invite friends over. Niggas had a damn play party.
And apparently he got tired, bro. Apparently he got I don't even know how to feel about that because I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I've told Bloodbath, I'm like, yo, Royce has a really weird record with beefing for somebody that raps really, really well. And I want to say raps really well, but raps really well with like aggressive bars. So you think he would be good at battling? Like Lupe, you wouldn't expect him to be a good battler because he doesn't rap aggressive. He just was really good poetically. Sometimes that could work well as battle bars, but it doesn't always translate. You know what I'm saying? Just how like when Common and Ice Cube beefed, niggas was so surprised that Common really went in on Ice Cube because he was like, he don't even rap like that. But apparently Royce wasn't ready for that shit, and that's weird to me. It's like a lower level Drake and Meek Mill to me, because Meek still was supposed to win that battle between him and Drake.
I just hate that Drake dropped 2.
He dropped 2 back to back.
Honestly, Charged Up wasn't even all that to me.
Charged Up was cool.
Charged Up wasn't even all that.
Charged Up was a flick. It was a
yeah, but
niggas wasn't really hype on it. It was cool. It's like, okay, okay, we at least know niggas is willing to go to the studio for this. Because I hate to say it, in this generation, sometimes shit doesn't always go to it either goes on social media or goes to the streets. It doesn't always go to the booth.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, at least we can go to the booth for this. And now everybody looking at Meek Mill, like, oh, okay, I know Meek gonna come with that shit, boy. Drake done fucked up. And then we ain't hear nothing. And then all of a sudden, Drake come back. I waited.
Meek dropped the song, but I forget what it's called right now.
It was mad late.
It was mad late. It wasn't what it needed to be, because by then, back to back, it took over the streets in a major way. It was back to back is so big, like for real. I remember I was talking to girls, they didn't even realize it was a diss track. He made a diss track that was too catchy.
It was in the clubs.
It was a banger of a song. I think you're not supposed to make diss tracks that catchy.
I think it was Grammy nominated.
Yeah, and people still didn't realize this was a diss track.
Because you know what the funny thing is, niggas. I think I don't know if somebody like Nori said this. It was like, yo, we really realized Drake has made the most gentleman diss track ever. It's like you listen to the track, he's disrespecting Meek, but he never calls him. You don't call him out his name. You don't call him a bitch. You don't say nothing disrespectful. He just speaks on facts. He just speaks on shit. Is that a world tour or your girls tour?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? I know that you gotta be a thug for her. This ain't what she meant when she told you to open up more. It was just like,
bro. Niggas don't make diss tracks like that.
They don't, and then it bumped like that joint slides today. You feel me? Like it's crazy. Niggas was when that nigga performed that shit, niggas would be chanting in the fucking, is that a world tour or your girls tour? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout to all my boss bitches, wife and niggas. That shit was funny as fuck, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Oh, it was a flawless fucking. And the fact that Meek didn't return fire quick enough, and then when he did return fire, it was lackluster.
It was too late.
It makes back to back even harder.
We needed that ooh kill him energy. And he did not bring the ooh kill him.
Yes. Fucking why you had the energy for Kendrick when Kendrick didn't even he didn't even really diss niggas, but he had ooh kill him for him. It's just weird because like, bro, we was like, yo, Philly, Braids, Burke Street, like what's going on?
We've seen you battle rap niggas on multiple videos. You do this.
You know what I'm saying? You
stop letting this industry nigga do you like this,
bro. You beat Cassidy. You know what I'm saying? You beat Cassidy, who's known for rapping. Even that nigga gave you a 10-minute diss track. And while niggas can say that Cassidy's shit was better, you almost came with the shit that Drake did to you. Because I remember it was a joint called Raid. It was a fire beat. And he just dissed Cass on that joint. But it was like a joint that could slide in the club. Like you would listen to that joint in the car. Whereas like Cassidy, you're going to want to sit in the living room with your homeboys, listen to the joint 10 minutes. You're not going to go back to it. Whereas Raid, you can be like, yo, that beat was kind of hard. Play that shit again. Like, you know? So that's what made him win. But yeah, apparently that shit came back to bite him in the ass. that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Royce and Lupe is still weird.
Do they still have their podcast?
I don't think so, because after that shit, how you go back from that? How you go back from that?
I was so excited for that podcast to come out.
I was excited too.
Episode. I didn't listen to one episode of that shit. And then I found out they was beefing,
bro. Because
I think let me do my Googles before I start talking. Because bro, the show over.
I like to let my episodes stack. So like when I have free time, like, you know, I'm off today. When I have free time, I can sit back and watch the shit and just have it play on while I'm working on beats or playing video games or something. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, they got a podcast. That's wonderful. 2 of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know Mickey Fax was on there. So I was like, oh, snap. 3 of my favorite rappers. I'm gonna say Mickey's one of my favorite, but like I really like Mickey. Like I respect him. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, this is gonna be a wonderful podcast. 3 intelligent black men, you know what I'm saying? They all got their relative careers, they all got respect, they all can rap really well. This is gonna be fire. And then it was like maybe 2 weeks of that going on, and all of a sudden, biff, in as they say in the UK, or just Big Shaq says, biff.
Yeah, so the podcast is over.
I figured that because
I figured it was over. I just wanted to make sure I confirmed it it's over. Yeah. The show didn't even last the whole year.
Yeah, because the whole year. I don't think it lasted a month.
It made it past a month because it came out in October 2020, and I think it ended. Let me get this right, like July 2021. So
it lasted that long.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. But yeah, like. Yeah, that was a big disappointment because I was excited for that. When I found out they had a podcast, I was excited because I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great." You know, it was just a recipe for success. But then somehow it just went left, and I did not see it going left or the way that it went left. You know what I mean? But yeah, Lupe Fiasco still doing his thing. I don't know if he got dreads yet. You know what I'm saying? He grow them shits and then he cuts them off.
Yeah, he already cut them.
Yeah, so he be doing he just does what the fuck he wants to do, and I respect it. I like it. I think he even battled some niggas. You know what I'm saying? Not officially, but you know, online through clips and shit, sent niggas bars. You know, he's just doing what he wants. He's doing what the fuck he wants. You know what I'm saying? Him and his samurai sword and his gi just chilling.
Yeah, he be having a look. I know,
he living his best life.
Yeah, I knew like before he got. I was looking at his history a little bit. He was like a karate black belt or something like that years before he blew up. Yeah. And like now I notice he's getting more back into the martial arts and stuff. That's all I really see from him the most. Which I think that stuff is cool. You know, if I had the time for it, I would do it. But yeah. What else did I want to say about Lupe? Oh, he's also deep into video games. He's really good at Street Fighter. He was trained. I forget who he trained with, but I know he played Daigo, who was like a Street Fighter legend, and he could hold his own pretty well. So he's a beast at Street Fighter.
Well, I'll tell you what, while we're still on the T-Pain campaign, trying to get T-Pain on Dead End Games, you know what I'm saying? Let people know, you know what I'm saying, the videos is up right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Spread them out, pause, you know what I mean? Share all that shit.
Yep.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that shit to that.
At T-Pain every chance you get.
You feel me?
When you see the video go up, at that nigga.
You feel me?
Use hashtag T-Pain campaign.
You know what I mean? And I will be sharing shit now because Instagram finally fixed my reels, so now I can share shit. Finally, thank God. I was so fucking annoying. It felt weird to be a part of some shit and I can't even share the shit. So I look like I'm not even supporting the shit that I'm involved in. But yeah. Don't look for me to want to have Lupe Fiasco on DEG so we can play Street Fighter because I'm not that good. So I'm not trying to get beat up. But if he wants to come through and, you know, talk games and with us, you know, we're down for that too, you know. Shout out to Lupe Fiasco. You know what I mean? Doing this fucking their damn self, you know. It don't take much.
You know who's doing that?
Us.
Also us, but that's not what I was thinking.
Who?
I was going to say NBA YoungBoy, but you know, niggas will never want to give him his flowers, but hey, it is what it is.
He might be somebody we highlight too, even though that's going to be mostly you talking, but like while I don't listen to him like that, I'll definitely tell you what. Work ethic, A1, doing his own fucking thing, A1, can't stay out the streets, A1. Stay getting caught up in some street shit, A1, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely
stay out the streets. A1.
But he definitely like that work output is different. Like I've only seen that level of work output be with either Gucci Mane or Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point that they can get locked up and be in there for I don't know if it's been months by now, but be in there for a while and still have a whole album to just throw out.
Sincerely Control.
And it'll still do numbers. It'll get the fans will love it. Have mad videos in the tuck. Like
niggas,
that boy works.
That like he really just be going in the booth for just one take.
I've heard niggas do that
just
multiple times. Yeah, he could one take everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. So definitely one of the greatest talents of our generation. Even if niggas don't want to recognize it, or you know if the jail system prevents it, he's still one of the greatest talents of our generation. I'll say that.
Yeah, I just feel like he just get caught up in being young. And just doing
being
shit.
young boy, cause
and just doing shit.
Niggas also say that like, oh, that whole persona that niggas be saying that he got. No, that's really him. He really be too tough for niggas. He really be always trying to put a strap on it. He really just be always about that action for no reason. I'm like, nigga, you are out of the streets. Stop it, young boy. You know what I mean, but
he just got some bad influences.
That's why I be scared of New Orleans niggas, because them niggas be just passionate about being. They be passionate about being ready to die or crash out and do some dumb shit.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, but were you passionate about this battle this week?
This one, it was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our black woman. We have a women's battle this time. It's 40 Bars versus KCJ.
Yep, this is from the No Holds Barred 3 event.
Mm-hmm.
This is from like a month ago, maybe even longer than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this event was a night full of good battles, honestly.
Word.
All the battles were great. The women put on a great show. Well, not all the battles were great because of both sides. Some of the battles were just a one-sided slaughter.
Yeah.
But it was still great.
Yeah, still great because we've encountered some battles, not with the women's battles, but we've had some nights where there's good battles and then there's some battles that are just And you know what? I'd rather have somebody getting slaughtered than have it just all battle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the women putting on because it was all women event, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if we said that, but yeah, it was an all women event. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad to see women getting their proper respect. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember we've been paying attention to battle rap for a long time. I remember when women were not really respected, and keeping it real, the women couldn't really keep up with the men at one point. At least to my knowledge. I
never really went back too far into Queen of the Ring's history, so I don't know how they used to be, but I know the modern Queen of the Ring artists are very good.
Oh, yeah, very. I used to watch some of the day back in the day, and the battles would be cool, but it was like, nah. I'd be like, I would understand when the women started battling the men, and they would try to make that shit happen in the beginning. Some niggas didn't want to do it, and yeah, it would be because of misogynistic reasons, but it also would be, it was like, I don't think some of these women can hang because when I hear these niggas spit and when I hear the women spit, it wouldn't be the same. But that shit changed. Mm-hmm. These days, these women coming with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They
Whether it be the new artists or the ones that are solidified, stepping their shit up. Like, you know what I mean? For sure. But yeah, this one was all women event. And they coming out swinging, boy. They coming out swinging. Especially the two that we have, 40 Bars and KCJ. I will say, I don't want to call it, but I do look at 40 Bars a little bit as like a female twerk, a little bit. Not on the greatest level like twerk, but she is really, really well put together when she remembers her shit. She has a thing of choking. Choking's kind of plagued her career a little bit, but when she does get her shit out and like when she's not choking, it's usually pretty entertaining. It's good shit, good bars. She deserves the name that she got.
Yeah, I feel like 40 Bars is a legend as far as like in the Queen of the Ring space.
For sure. She's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, like when people think Queen of the Ring, a lot of them do think of 40 Bars, like, you know. And 40 Bars, this was basically a rookies versus vet matchup. Because
in a way, yeah.
KCJ been on the rise after being in Ultimate Madness and like battling other people. Like KCJ is like the hottest name in women's battle rap right now.
Yeah.
Well, just in battle rap in general, for real.
Definitely top 5.
Yeah, niggas are trying to battle KCJ because like she proved that she ain't one to fuck with the whole tournament. So then the women were like, nigga, she ain't even all that. Like she was just look good in that tournament. she not really stepping with the best of us. And Casey was like, bitch, I'm that bitch, basically.
Respectfully,
so then, yeah, respectfully. Yeah. So then when she got the battle, like a lot of people still can't battle 40, but Casey got that battle because Casey built her name up.
Yeah.
So she got that battle, and I was like, I hope that she could, you know what I'm saying, stay popping. I hope she could withstand that 40 bars heat. And in my opinion, she did not. Overall, I'm just say she did not. 40 displayed that there's a difference between metaphors and real raps.
Word?
In my opinion.
So what you're saying is 40 bars said, I'm a popping ass bitch. Let me remind you.
Yes.
Don't hide. I can always come and find you.
And she found her.
Okay.
Ain't no bitch in me, bitch. Come proper.
Fucking right, nigga.
And I feel like Casey did really good. I feel like Casey did good. She put up a good fight. And this was like a really intense battle. Like you could tell that the energy was there because like they was even arguing in the middle of their battle.
Yeah.
It
was kind of weird to me, but I realized like when you in the middle of that when you in the middle of the battle, it's like it's all
you in the zone.
Yeah, you kind of in the zone. And even if you don't have a problem with that person, it's like I can't be friendly to you because we battling right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard niggas even say it's like, yo, usually you kind of have a tension with a nigga before you battle them. Like once you battle them, it's like you kind of could ease up a little bit because like if you haven't battled a nigga, that means you're gonna end up battling a nigga, and if they see any weakness, like it's gonna be used against you. So you got to be kind of on edge a little. You know what I mean? But then, because like after they battled, they hugged.
They were cool, yeah.
But yeah, I get it. It was definitely, it looked almost like that, almost weird for a second. It's like, I don't know what sparked it. I just know Casey J was like, or what, da-da-da-da. And it was like, no, just rap. And they got back to it. Everything was cool again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Coffee and Miss Hustle. That shit was some shit. But yeah, like, well, you feel like 40 bars like definitely came home with this one, huh?
Yes.
Okay, I respect that.
Do you disagree?
A little bit. And I won't say that 40 bars lost. She was definitely there. She was proper. She was definitely in like veteran form. You know what I think? I think like, you know how we felt when we saw Chili Jones go against Real Sick for the first time, and we was like, okay, Real Sick is definitely fire, super fire. But with Chili Jones being a vet, is like I see the difference. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference here. It's like you can be fire and super fire, but then when you're dealing with a vet, that can come with all kind of angles. You know what I'm saying? Break you down. You know what I'm saying? And also be like, yo, I've been doing this. I know what difference to do. I know what the crowd wants. I'm battle tested. I feel like that's probably what this battle was like. It's like Casey J is real sick. She's mad fire. She knows what to do, but also being not as battle tested. While the bars are fire, it's a bit of a one trick pony, a little bit, because like she did have some kind of personals in there, but it was like light with the personals, and then most of it was just like dope gun bars. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like 40 bars, like she's gonna have dope gun bars. She's going to have a little bit of personals, maybe some rumors about you. She's going to tell you what you're going to go through. She's going to tell you what she's going through. She's going to, you know what I'm saying? She's going to have many different things to pull from. Whereas like the new generation, they're good, but they'll have like maybe one or two things to pull from and just be dope at that. So there's more versatility when it comes to 40 bars, especially when she doesn't choke. You know what I'm saying? So, and with this one, she didn't choke, so she definitely was coming with it. You know what I mean?
40 wasn't playing with her, bro. And
I get it.
It was like, I could tell Casey was trying, but I don't know. To me, it looked like Casey realized this shit that went left, and I'm just here.
I don't know. I fucked with Casey.
She did good.
I think she did a thing.
She did good, but I feel like 40 showed the separation.
I could respect that.
It's like the 40 was like, I see you. I was like, it's like these niggas in the race. And 40 was like, I see you catching up to me. But then she just kicked it in the high gear and was like, bitch, you're still behind me. Like, I don't know. Do I feel like Casey could catch up to her one day? Yeah, she got time. Mm-hmm. She just ain't there yet. I feel like 40 was better overall.
Okay.
But
I'm not mad at that. I think I just be having a stigma on 40 bars just because I feel like the majority of the times I watch her, she chokes or the battle just doesn't end properly. Like something happens almost every time. And I feel like Casey had a point when she was like, nigga, you brag about having like the views and shit, but them shits ain't monetized. And I'd rather have a clean record than a record of choking all the time. And I feel like 40 kind of has that. Like while she is a legend and she does her thing, she's also known for choking. And even to the point that it happened, like, not recently, but the last time we covered a 40 bars battle, okay, not that time, the time before. Because I think before it was her and Miss Hustle, right? And I think that one, she didn't choke.
Yeah, she did good that battle.
But the one with her and E Hart,
that was a while ago, because I think we even talked about her versus Twerk. Where Twerk was the one that not Twerk, her versus Surf. Surf was the one that choked. She defined that battle.
Yeah.
So she hasn't choked in it one a little bit.
Which was funny to me because when it comes to the face off, Surf won that face off.
Oh yeah, he did.
But this is why niggas be cool with the swag until it's actually time to put up or shut up. You know what I mean? But yeah. And we know what? Now we know all 40 bars. She just got to pair up with Cuban, and then we got ourselves a battle.
40 bars of Cuban versus Surf and who? Surf and who? Rock?
It's gotta be.
They can't beat gun titles. Them 40 and Cuban are not beating gun titles.
It's gonna be like,
you heard it here first. If they make that shit, please don't do that.
It's gonna be Surf and Suge. All Suge gonna do is just belly his way through Cuban in 40 bars.
Look, bro, you want to get into the scores?
Let's get to the scores.
Niggas got jokes.
Now, Casey, for crowd control, I gave her a 4.
Okay.
On crowd control. I think it was a good crowd control. And 40, I also gave a 4.
I also gave them both 4s.
Mm-hmm.
Delivery.
Casey, she's had the same delivery for a minute. I kind of like it still. It's cool. It does get a little repetitive, but I feel like it just works for her and what she does. So, so I gave it a 4. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst.
Mm-hmm.
I will feel like, though, in a few more battles, I might want to see something different just because it is a little repetitive. 40, also gave her a 4. But I will say, if there was a decimal, I would give her a decimal because I ain't gonna lie. 40 kind of has more versatility with the delivery because she has she'll like aggressive sometimes and then calm it sometimes, but then it's also like when you think about what she's saying, it kind of fits the atmosphere a little bit because it almost becomes a little conversational because that's how also she was coming at it. She was like, but then there'll also be sometimes she would say some shit and it would seem like she was just saying it to get it out so she don't like mess up or choke. So it was, but yeah, I gave her a 4 for delivery.
I gave Casey a 4 and I gave 40 a 5. I feel like 40's voice in general, like 40, her voice doesn't sound like no traditional women's rap voice. I feel like her voice is a little softer, but she still adds inflections in certain times to really make certain bars stand up. But I feel like overall she's a great rapper.
Yeah.
But when I hear her talk, I don't think, oh, she a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, like most women rappers, they have like a certain voice, like a cadence or something. Her voice, it sounds like a little softer than the rest, so maybe it stands out more, but she still got the bars.
Yeah, it's like a lot of women rappers be having their voices sounding mad aggressive during battles, whereas like she is gonna sound fucked up. So excuse me if it does sound fucked up, but she still sounds like a lady for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But she she can even voice inflect and be an aggressive lady. You know what I'm saying? Or she just still sounds like a lady always. You know what I mean? Whether it's conversational or whether she's being aggressive. Whereas like, somebody like Miss Hustle should sound like a female Meek Mill. She'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Put your bag in a duffel. Now you a bag in the bag. Cause this bitch a hag. Some shit like that, just mad aggressive.
That's her style.
Side note, I know these niggas be getting spat in the face. So I don't understand how they be just so cool with people being in their face like that. Because I'm like,
that's part of the game.
There's so much inflection in these voices. There's no way spit's not coming out. Like, niggas be this close and yelling at you, be like, you know what? I know you's a bitch and your mom's a bitch. And that bitch could be in a ditch on Twitch. Abercrombie and Fitch. I watch Lilo and Stitch, nigga.
Haymakers.
Gave KCJ a 4. It was good shit, but nothing over the top. 40, I also gave her a 4.
All right, I feel like you're lying. I gave Casey a 3 and I gave 40 a 5.
Oh, wait a minute. A 3, my nigga? Yeah. A 3?
A 3. The number after 2.
You wasn't feeling what she was kicking, my nigga? I'm not mad at 40 getting a 5. I ain't mad at that. So we'll leave that alone.
Casey's shit was good, but it was like average. So the average is 3. If It's between 1 to 5, and if you're in the middle,
when you say
you're a 3.
When you say average, do you mean like average, just average overall, or like average for Casey?
Average overall, because if it's average for Casey, it would have to be higher. Because I have to give it a 4. Because like I know, because I don't want to slide the scale along for like, oh, I expect this from you, so I'm gonna grade you lower. Like, nah, that's not fair to you. So it's got to be the general. I feel like she had some good shit in there, but it just wasn't the same. It was not on the level 40 was at. And if I'm saying 40 shit is this much higher, her score has to be that much higher too.
I respect it. Like I said, I'm not mad at 40 getting a 5. I do feel like Casey's shit was a 4 though. I think her shit was good.
You gave them both 4s. You keep giving out. You keep sprinkling 4s everywhere. I'm trying to figure out where the separation is if everybody's even with these 4s.
I mean, we playing golf today. You feel me? Zone. I gave Casey a 4. Like she was in the zone doing her thing. Feel me?
That sounds like something you'd say.
And now 40, I gave her the ill score of 4.
You gave them both 4s for everything, didn't you, Quan?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I feel
like it was really a tie. I ain't gonna hold you. Like
I did give them both 5s for zone. I gave them both 5s for the zone, but I don't feel like there was a tie in this battle. I feel like there was a separation. Maybe you just didn't see it how I saw it, and that's fine. 40 bars gave her a 19 overall, which is an A. Casey got a 16, which is a B.
I gave them both 16s. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, sure.
But yeah, and if I watch it again, I'll probably say if there was one amendment I would make is maybe like give 45 for the haymakers. But everything else I feel like was pretty even. And I do stand by giving Casey J a 4. I think her shit was a 4. Now, maybe if I watch it again, I might think different, but I stand by it. But let's get into the bars I have. Casey J, you fuck on niggas and bitches that want to pay it no mind. Like how you fuck Daylight but never became his sunshine. And she talking about I fuck the owners. At least them niggas write checks, not imaginary gun lines. It ain't cool. All them fake angles, it ain't true. So from now on, it's fuck all these niggas. I'm J2. That shit was fire. I like that shit. Shout out to J2. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to J2.
We want more gay rappers. That shit's gonna be the funniest shit to me. I want a nigga to have to look a nigga in the eye and be like, nigga, I will fuck you. I can't wait until J2 gets like disrespectful. Like when he gets into his full bag, it's gonna be crazy. And niggas gonna have to eat that shit. Pause. 40 bars. The face is mad because she doesn't get respected by the vets. That's the real story behind Shorty Beef. As far as the girls, she wants the old ones on the bottom and the new ones on the top like nori teeth. I fucked with that line. That line was fire.
Yeah, bro.
That line was fire. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing I will say, since I had to write 40's bars down, I do hate how she's so conversational that like she kind of doesn't get to the point of the bar. Like she has a lot of, I won't say filler because it does have a point. It does have a purpose, but it's just very wordy. Writing down her shit. You know what I'm saying? And that might be just part of her style. Because like I said, like part of her delivery was conversational. So conversation is not going to always be like 40, kick back, riff raff, scritch scratch. Like, you know, whereas most niggas do. She's going to be like, well, you know, I was going to the store and I saw this whore by the door.
Ooh, lucky who?
Yo, that nigga did an interview with No Jumper. I want to watch that shit.
Yeah. All right.
That
was the battle of the week. I suggest everyone go look it up on the URL app. Go look up the No Holds Barred 3 event. It was a good event overall. I remember watching it.
Definitely good. Shout out to our black women and shout out to our women battle rappers. They're doing y'all thing, man.
Word. Artist of the week. Who you got? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
Artist of the week. Shout out to Gambino.
I ain't mad at that.
That's my answer.
I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? We actually did a cover of him. You know what I'm saying? Giving him his flowers, just like we did with Lupe Fiasco. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at that in the slightest. Because if there's one thing that nigga deserves, it's some flowers.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And outside, sometimes it feels like summer. You feel me?
I see what you did there.
All day. Now, my artist of the week, I'm gonna give it to.
You don't know yet?
Who I've been listening to? I feel like I knew there's somebody I've been listening to. You know what? I'll give it to Young Thug. Honestly, he just dropped a project, Punk, that I haven't listened to, but I've been listening to his older shit, and with Young Thug, I feel like
Did you listen to
his interviews? Yes.
I was going to ask. I mean, I've seen people. Interviews have been giving them good views. That's good. That's nice. I was going to ask. You've been listening to that real old Thug. You've been listening to Moving. You've been listening to Florida
That
Water.
should be in my head randomly sometimes, bro. Especially when I'm driving, I'll be like, "We got this bit moving."
You listen to No Fucks. Oh yeah, No Fuck.
I'll be listening. It makes me want to listen to it when I listen to his interviews because
I don't get a motherfucking fuck.
Because I just want to be like, because the problem is I feel like he's like a complete artist now.
Yeah,
so he makes sense.
Stuff no more.
But a lot of times they talk about the old Thug and like how and I'm just like, he's still so interesting because it's like, yo, how is a nigga that street and that hood and like that real of a nigga, but then like he did the shit that he wore a dress. He wore even worse. Niggas don't even. I feel like niggas forget the other outfits he's wore that's been crazy.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he's also a Leo, so like when he speaks, I feel like I relate to him a little bit, just in the terms of like, attitude and thought process. But like, it still does get me like how I was surprised when Chance the Rapper was blowing up, and I was like, I didn't think Chance the Rapper would be an acquired taste that everybody would like. Young Thug is very surprising to me how he, just everybody liked him and how he really, I won't even say figured it out. Like he had love from the beginning, but it was definitely a steady climb. And now he's not only one of the greatest artists of our generation, but he's like also, he's birthed a lot of careers. He's influenced a lot, good and bad, but he's definitely influenced a lot of styles. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I fuck with Young Thug. I'll give him that credit.
Cool.
Just from interviews.
I'm gonna say right now that y'all be on the lookout for Mars of the Week next week, because right now that new Maxo Cream just came out. There's a good chance it's either going to be that, and Wale's new project just came out too, for Lauren too. So
yeah,
Mars of the Week is probably going to be that. Well, right now, but yeah.
For sure. Shout out to Wale. Shout out to Maxo Cream.
So yeah, that's all I got this week. Quan, anything you want to tell them about where to find you at? Where you get your luxury snacks from?
You can find me thanking God that Maxo Cream ain't in freaking prison and he's still releasing music, because I'd be scared for that nigga boy.
Especially because he be snitching on himself in his music.
He be telling details.
He gives way too many details in his songs, bro.
Like, I have not heard that his last case has been dismissed, and he'll still be in these tracks giving some details, boy. So pray for Maxo Cream, man. He's a great artist. I want him to stay out here so he can create more good music. But you can find me at SAYQUAND on your social media platforms, IG, Twitter, Facebook. Never on Facebook, sometimes on Twitter, mostly on IG. You know what I'm saying? Holla at a player. And as I mentioned before, I'm a producer, so holla at me if you want some beats at SAYQUAND. I'm at SAYQUAN.beatstars.com. You know what I'm saying? Got all kinds of beats. Holla at your boy. Got trap beats, drill beats, some R&B beats, some guitar beats, sad beats, happy beats. Holla at your boy, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving out deals. You know what I mean? If you want to buy something in not a bulk, but like if you don't want to, got buy one get one, got buy two get one. Or buy two get one. Yeah, buy three get two. Discounted, free, all that shit. Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? We got coupons over here. Where can they find you at?
All my socials are the same. At now Bloodbath.
We can also find them at the strip club outside, giving tips. Feel me? Catch them outside of Follies, preaching to people.
No way you're saying it's true. Follies has been shut down already.
Where Follies was at, you can find them at Strokers. You feel me? Yeah.
Home of the $5 dances?
Yeah.
Nope, I don't be there neither.
I say something about Strokers. I drove by there. I know it still exists. I just remember J Mill saying that shit on the Lil Wayne mixtape. Part-time broker, late night, she work at Strokers. You know what I'm saying? But that will conclude another episode. Figure I get to it before you do. By your face, I know you was about to do it. That'll wrap up another episode of the Hold It Down podcast. You know what I'm saying? T-Pain campaign still in full effect.
Still in full effect.
You know what I mean? Videos getting released every day.
Exactly. Check the socials. Check all the Dead End Gaming socials. That's the YouTube, the Twitter, the TikTok, the IG, all of it. All of it. If you see it, like it,
believe it,
tweet it, share it, whatever you got to do. At T-Pain every time.
You know what I mean? At T-Pain every time. You feel me? We're trying to get him on the DEG podcast just to talk some games. You know what I'm saying? Just to kick it with us for a little bit. You know what I mean? To show love to T-Pain, like give him a little bit of flowers. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's actually somebody we should do. We haven't given him an actual flowers segment, even though this T-Pain campaign is the purpose. That's the purpose, is to give him the flowers because
Exactly.
we showed love to T-Pain before, you know, he started to get back popping. You know what I mean? And let the record show that this man right here was definitely caping and speaking for T-Pain before the comeback happened.
Yeah, I've been advocating for my unofficial client T-Pain for a long time.
Yeah, bro.
You know, my client T-Pain.
Yeah, and while I'm a fan of T-Pain, Kevin's the reason why I listened to the One Up album. You know what I'm saying? He had reminded me, he let me know like, oh no. Just because T-Pain ain't like, you know, as big as it used to be, the music's still there. That album he dropped is still fire.
Yeah.
Give it a listen. And I liked it. I listened to it. I was like, there's some fire on here. Okay. You know what I mean? And even when he was releasing the back catalog joints, volume 1 and 2, I think he only did volume 1 and 2. But I know I got both of those. And the T Wayne project, I got that too.
Only you know about.
I remember when it dropped. I remember it dropped during the time when Lil Wayne was having label trouble and couldn't get Carter 5 out. So they pushed that joint out, and I was excited a little bit because I remember when I was a big Lil Wayne fan. So I remember when they were talking about having a T Wayne project, but you know, it was one of the things that never happened, like him and Joel Santana. Still, I can't feel my face was gonna be amazing. As a Dipset fan, I was gonna shut everybody down, bro. Oh, but yeah, like T Wayne, good shit. A little dated because it was from a long time ago, but good shit, you know. But yeah, man, T-Pain campaign is still in full effect. You know what I mean?
And that's gonna do it for this week's episode of Hold Down Podcast. Remember to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a bitch to tell a hoe.
Remember the South gonna hold it down.
Pip pip diddly do, nigga.